Okay, we're gonna start breaking down Lakers games. If you guys enjoy this and you want me to break down some other games, tell me and we'll rewatch some other games. So this one is going to be Lakers versus Suns from, let's see, December 23rd, 2025. The Lakers got blown out by 20. I actually didn't get a chance to watch this game, so let's rewatch it. I'm going to be looking at it with fresh eyes. And full disclosure, obviously, I am rooting for the Lakers. I am a Bron Stan. That means I've been a Lakers fan since 2018, so it's been some time, and I want the team to do well. Obviously, there's some issues with the team, so let's get into it. Okay, so quick disclosure. This is first possession. So I think AR returned this game, but they were bringing him off the bench, which was just kind of odd. So Nick Smith Jr. is starting, LeBron starting, Jake is starting, Rui's out, Luka's out. We got Ayton and then Marcus Smart. So first play of the game, Jake gets it to LeBron. Jake goes and sets a screen for Ayton. So this is a good screen by Jake. That's a good screen by Jake. Ayton then goes to screen Dylan Brooks. LeBron comes off the pick and roll. Right now, let's see. Jake's in the corner. Marcus is in the opposite corner. Royce O'Neal's pretty athletic, so if he kicks it to Jake right now, Jake probably can recover. I think Gillespie's looking to recover to Nick Smith, so LeBron whips it over to Smart. Not the best pass. And then Marcus has a one-on-one against Devin Booker. Terrible shot. Rebound, Suns. Yeah, I mean, not a bad play. Not a bad play. I think if LeBron's pass was a little bit better, maybe Marcus could have swung it over to Nick Smith. I just think Marcus bobbles this ball. So, yeah, I mean, if Marcus just catches this clean, it's not the best pass, but it's catchable. This is a wide open three for Nick Smith Jr. So, not bad. They played the Ayton role. You could see everyone's dropping down. They're sagging off Marcus Smart because they know that Ayton is a greater threat at the rim than Marcus Smart from three. Okay, so let's see. Suns possession. We got Laravia on D Book. Let's see what happens. Just a one-on-one. Good defense. Good defense. That's good defense. So the Suns are just saying here, hey, Book is quicker than you, Jake. We're just gonna ISO, and we got Mark Williams in the dunker spot if Ayton wants to help. And Royce O'Neal's, I don't know what he's shooting this year, but he's a good shooter from three on spot ups. And then Gillespie's been fucking torching. So that's basically it. Laravia actually breaks up the handle here. Is able to move his feet, stay big. He's 6'7", stays tall, doesn't jump into Book, stays big. It's picture perfect defense, dude. I really like Jake Laravia. I know that Lakers fans are mad at him because he's not scoring that much, but I think his defense has been really good. Okay, Jake brings the ball up, gets it to Bron. Okay, right now, oh, LeBron's about to throw it. I wonder who he's gonna throw it to. He could hit a cutting Nick Smith Jr. right now, and if Dylan Brooks then dives down, that's an open three for Marcus. Let's see where LeBron throws this to. Throws the little like fade pass to Marcus, really soft. Good pass by Marcus, throws it to Jake. This is NBA open. Hits the three. Great fucking plays by Jake. That's a great sequence by Jake Laravia, bro. It's a great fucking sequence. First, he gets the stop on D-Book in ISO. And then, boom, cashes the fucking three. Wide open three. There we go. Good start so far. Okay. Somehow it's 3-0. So, Jake hit the three. Jesus. All right, let's see. Now they got Marcus Smart on D-Book. D-Book takes him to the post or the mid-post. Let's see what the Suns decide to do here. So they got Mark Williams stays in the dunker spot. Let's see what O'Neal does. O'Neal just stays in the corner. Okay, so there Gillespie is coming. He's cutting across the middle. Oh, interesting. Okay, wow. So This is a good fucking scheme by Jordan Ott, or at least whatever the coaching staff of the Suns. This is smart. So I don't really think right now Ayton has to go double. Like, why is Ayton going to double? This is like fucking weird. I trust Marcus Smart one-on-one against D-Book. D-Book's a great player, but Marcus Smart can guard. Why are we helping out Marcus Smart in the post? I don't really understand that. So Ayton comes over. This is a little bit too aggressive. Like, he should have 1 foot in the paint. So then Mark Williams recognizes this. The coaching staff has probably told him about this, and Mark Williams has leverage against Braun because Braun's supposed to tag Royce O'Neal if they kick it out to him. So Ayton just shouldn't be giving up all of this space. But whatever the Lakers coaches are saying, they're saying on defense, you're going to go commit to help hard against Marcus Smart on D-Book one-on-one. So look what happens. Mark Williams just flashes right in the middle. This is wide open, dude. If Book just actually puts more air on this is a lob. He doesn't, though, and Ayton tips it. But this is fucking bad defense. I'm not blaming Ayton because the way Ayton comes over, this is what the coaching staff is saying to do. They're like, yeah, go just aggressively help on the post. He's in the mid-post. He's not even down low. And then Mark Williams just easily has leverage over Braun. It's not Braun's fault. Braun's got to guard the corner. I mean, that's a dunk. If you're Mark Williams, you have to flash closer to the rim. Don't be bashful about it. You got LeBron sealed. That's got to be a lob to the rim. I mean, that's a bad defensive play. Suns should have scored on that play. Lakers get away with one. Let's see. Ayton throws it ahead to LeBron in transition. All right, Jake again. Good outlet by Ayton. And then look at Jake running the floor. Look, when does Jake take off? The second Ayton gets the ball, Jake is already in a dead sprint. That's what I'm talking about. Lakers need more of this shit. Dead sprint. Simple pass. It's a 2-on-3, but Mark Williams is trailing. So LeBron is so fucking masterful in transition. These plays that a lot of players kind of fuck up, these gimme plays, LeBron it's automatic for him. And shout out to Jake for running. Quick 5 points from Jake. Great fucking job. Okay, let's see. Now it's 5-0. Dillon Brooks is bringing the ball up. Let me take a sip of water. Okay, Dillon Brooks is bringing the ball up. Let's see. Mark Williams goes to set a screen, or not really, kind of fakes it. Dillon Brooks rejects it anyways, just goes right on Jake. Oh, okay. So, yeah, this is bad defense right here by Jake. It's bad defense. Yeah, so this is there's so many things wrong with this play. I don't know if the Lakers fucking coach their guys on how to play individual defense. Like, I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy for me, a dude who was watching these games from my fucking apartment, to accuse Lakers coaches of not coaching. But I just feel like they don't coach guys up on how to play individual defense because so Jake is pointing to the left. I wonder if he thinks if the scheme, maybe this is on Ayton. Yeah, I don't know what the Lakers primarily do when they deal with ball screens. So someone probably yells out, screen right, screen right. So maybe Jake is taught to reject the screen or force him baseline or sideline. So that's why Jake is pointing left, right? So he's probably saying I'm pushing him left. And if that's the case, then I guess Ayton would have to be like he'd have to slide over a little bit more. But if he does that, then Mark Williams is wide open on the roll. So you can see why Ayton's a little bit hesitant. He kind of like he should be probably closer here and still try to play this, but he's still hesitant to really commit. So then now Jake is trailing Dillon Brooks on the screen, and Dillon Brooks is strong, so he just puts Jake in jail and just shoots a little like 6-footer over him. Yeah, this is just 2-on-2, and they just get a simple 1-on-1. I feel like Jake could have still been more aggressive trying to cut Dillon Brooks off. Like once he sees this and no one is here, Jake should be trying to slide here to beat him, not just be content with staying level. And Dillon Brooks hits the shot on him. So don't know who's that on specifically, whether it's Ayton or Jake. We'll see as we see more of what the Lakers do on pick and roll. That's why these rewatches are good. Okay, so now we jump over. It's 5-2, and LeBron has the ball in the corner, and he's running a post up. I gotta try to go faster on these, but so Ayton's in the middle right here, and he's pointing. Ayton's pointing here, probably saying like Mark Williams isn't helping because I'm automatic from this area, so just attack Dillon Brooks in the middle. Fade away, banks it in. Definitely did not try to do that. I mean, Dillon Brooks is a great defensive player, right? So he's not going to give up middle that easily. So this is just tough shot making from Bron. Yep, 1-on-1 in the post. Cool. Okay. All right. Let's see. This play. So Brooks gets it on the wing. Mark Williams sets a screen for him. LeBron gets over the screen and is able to cut Dillon Brooks off. That's pretty good defense. That's good defense. Oh, yeah, that's a good fucking move by Dillon Brooks. So solid defense from LeBron, but Dillon Brooks shakes him with this half spin and gets LeBron. It's a good move by Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks is having a hell of a year, man. I know a lot of people don't like his antics, but he's a fucking hooper. He's really good. All right, next play. Ayton goes and sets a cross screen for Bron at the three-point line. Bron catches it. He's got space. Oh, that is a great, catches Dillon Brooks cheating to try to get over the screen, so Bron just fucking rejects it. Open lane to the hoop. Let's see what he does. Foul baiting. This is that Luka Austin shit, especially that Luka shit that I don't like because I just don't think you're going to get these calls in the playoffs. And LeBron never usually does this specific play, but clearly he's been learning something from Luka because that's a Luka play. Just jumps right into fucking, that's weak. But the NBA calls it. It is what it is. But younger LeBron just powers right through, dunks this. But Mark Williams is able to cut him off, actually. Okay, so forces the... I'm going to skip through the free throws. He probably misses the first one. Bron has been so fucking bad from the line. Oh, no, he hits the first one. Sorry, Bron. I've been a hater. All right, Bron, my king, goes 2 for 2. Let's fucking go. All right, so far the Lakers are in good shape. 9-4. Looks okay. All right, we jump over. D-Book is ISO'd against Nick Smith Jr. Gets in the middle. Pump fake. Good D by Nick Smith Jr. Forces D-Book to kick it out. Yeah, this is it's bad defense by Bron. So on this play, Bron just overhelps. That's a big thing that I noticed from the Lakers consistently is just so much overhelping, man. Just constant overhelping from the Lakers. It's so weird. At this point here, I mean, I guess Bron's worried that if he doesn't help and Ayton commits more, then this is an easy dump off to Mark Williams, but I don't know. Maybe it's just Bron, he's not as spry as he was, so normally he'd be able to close that gap a little bit easier. And he still does a decent job of closing the gap, but that's NBA open. So Royce O'Neal just cans it. Okay. Jake gets it. Let's see. Tries to drive on Dillon Brooks to the left. I like to see Jake get a little bit lower with his dribble. Oh, gets all the way by because Dillon Brooks sees that he's beat. Dillon Brooks is such a smart defender. He notices that he's beat at this point, and Mark Williams is already here. So instead of just trailing, he just passes him off to Mark Williams. And then Dillon Brooks goes to take Ayton. I mean, it's a great defensive play. Look at this. Oh, it's a great play. Great play by Dillon Brooks. Passes him off to Mark Williams. Now, this is when Jake, at this point right here, you got to go up. Once you get in this gap, go up strong. Bump right into Mark Williams and fucking take it up. If you get blocked, you get blocked, but you have a good chance of drawing a foul. If you pass off right here, you're not drawing any fouls. The refs reward aggression. Dumps it off. Royce O'Neal is anticipating this the entire time as well. So they come over, both him and Dillon Brooks crowd Ayton. It's not Ayton's fault for not being able to catch that pass. It's just you can't make that pass if you're Jake. And then Suns get it. They're out in transition. This is easy. And one. Yeah, I mean, look how fast. By the time this goes, Marcus and LeBron got to be in a dead sprint. It's not going to happen, but that's why. And Nick Smith Jr. here, he doesn't have enough depth. Like, this is terrible positioning by Nick Smith Jr. Your job as the man at the top is to never get beat deep. You got to be the free safety. So Nick Smith Jr. he just takes a terrible angle, and Book just basically like beats him to the spot. Like, he can't really, it's not much he can do. You just got to take a better angle so he can at least be able to take a charge. If he's more square, if he gets more depth initially, then he, But either way, LeBron doesn't run back here, so it is what it is. Like, Marcus is the only one that runs back, so that is what it is. I love Bron. He's 40, going to be 41. I'm not going to expect him to run back on these plays, but this is part of the issues with the Lakers. Easy lay, and one. Hits the free throw. Or does he? No, misses the free throw. Okay. Tipped it to Smart. Okay, whatever. 9-9. Game's tied. Ayton gets the rebound. I'm trying to see what happens. That's got to be a dunk. Okay. All right. So LeBron gets downhill here, and these are shots that he could hit. So Mark Williams has a long-ass wingspan. He probably just bothered it a bit more than Bron thought, but that's a makeable shot that Bron can normally hit. He either normally shoots that or he finds Nick Smith Jr. in the corner. So it's a good offensive possession. It's just, Bron's a little bit rusty, misses a shot. DeAndre Ayton follows it up. And one. Okay, nice. Let's keep it moving. So does he hit his free throw? Damn, dude. Lakers are missing fucking free throws. This is weird. Okay. Let me get a sip of water. So far, nothing too bad. Nothing too bad. Okay, Royce O'Neal gets it. D-Book against his former teammate Ayton immediately catches and goes. He knows he's got the foot speed advantage, immediately catches and just goes left, immediately blows by Ayton. Marcus Smart's in a tough position right now because he's got a steal. So I think this is now when, if you're Jake, you got to fully commit and get down here and just leave Dillon Brooks open here. But let's see what happens. Great fucking defensive play by Marcus Smart, dude. So Mark Williams over here, he does this thing where he tries to get out of the way. But I think he would have been better off just staying in the post and then letting Marcus Smart decide. Because if he stays in the post, then D-Book has all of this space to work with. Granted, he's blocking the direct drive to the rim, but by getting out of the way, he kind of just sets D-Book up to run into Marcus Smart. So he should have just stayed there, and then D-Book navigates here most likely, and then Marcus has to come out, and then it's an easy lob to Mark Williams. So Mark Williams has to probably stay. You can't get out of the way in times like that, I don't think. He kind of just sets D-Book up for the charge. But great play by Marcus Smart. Completely bails out a possession where the Lakers should be either fouling or getting scored on. Because Ayton it's kind of bad positioning by Ayton. He gets beat. Obviously, Ayton doesn't have the quickest feet, but he's decent. Like, he's not a lead foot. All right, Nick Smith Jr. at the top of the key against Gillespie. Ayton goes to set the screen. Let's see. Now they got two on the ball, so this is a good play call. So Ayton goes to set the screen, then LeBron goes to screen for Ayton, and all the Suns do is just switch everything. Or not even. Yeah, the Suns. I think the Suns get a little bit confused here, because Mark Williams is switched right now, and Gillespie's still chasing Nick Smith Jr. And then over here, look at Dylan Brooks, the recognition, right? Because what they're trying to do here is have Dylan Brooks stay with LeBron, and then Ayton would be running free for a lob. But Dylan Brooks is smart. He recognizes what's going on. He knows all the actions up here, but they're trying to sneak Ayton by. So Dylan Brooks just switches right onto Ayton, cuts this off. Now the play has to be a quick kick out to LeBron. So this is actually, yeah, this is a bad play by Nick Smith Jr. You see, this is why it's important to rewatch these games, because this is stuff that I'm not going to see on the first watch. You know what I mean? Watch what happens here. This is kind of crazy. So, right here, Dylan Brooks goes to take Ayton away, right? LeBron is wide open at the top of the key. If you're Nick Smith Jr., pick the fucking ball up and pass the ball to LeBron right here. That is a wide ass open three. Instead, Nick Smith Jr., this is one of his biggest issues, and I like him as a player, but one of his biggest issues that he's going to have to learn to clean up if he wants to stick around in the league, because he's got a lot of talent. He has to fucking cut down how much he's dribbling the ball. I'm not saying, look, don't express yourself and have creativity in your game, but this is just the smarter basketball players right now. Boom, LeBron has advantage. Get rid of the ball. Ball moves right now. That's a wide open shot. And instead, what does he do? He puts it between his legs, and he has to just take that extra dribble. He takes another 1-2 dribbles, and what does this do now? Now, Dylan Brooks recognizes that, okay, Mark Williams is back here. He's smart. He's chasing LeBron, because this entire time, Brooks recognizes that LeBron is about to be wide open. Look where Brooks' eyes are. He's still seeing all of this while putting hands on Ayton to make sure Ayton doesn't get behind him. So Nick Smith Jr., instead of generating a wide open three for LeBron right here, right? Or if Dylan Brooks sprints on him right here, Ayton slips, LeBron finds Ayton for the laser pass for the dunk. Because Mark Williams at this point is in no man's land. He can't get back here. But because of that extra dribble Nick Smith Jr. takes, it allows Dylan Brooks to recover. Now this three isn't really open anymore. Braun misses it. Boom. Gillespie, rebound. Let's see where they go. All right. Oh, man, it's just shit like that, man. It's fucking shit like that, bro. We're only 4 minutes into the game. I'm going to try to speed it up, but it's kind of hard. Okay, set a screen. Yeah, this is just... This defense needs to be a lot tighter, right? First of all, why are you switching right now? Like, he doesn't even make contact on the fucking screen, bro. This is what I'm saying. Like, what are the Lakers coaches coaching, bro? He didn't touch you. Why are you even switching? I know the scheme is switch everything, but you don't get screened. You just switch for no reason. And for a shooter like Gillespie, that's a wide open shot. But credit to Jake recognizing this, because Jake is not expecting him to actually switch. Jake is like, yo, he didn't make contact on the screen. Why are you switching? He's still staying engaged with Royce O'Neal, and Nick Smith just kind of over-anticipates the switch and gives up a wide open three to Gillespie. Jake, fortunately, goes to contest it, but, you know, here Ayton's a little bit, like, he's under. This is just kind of a bad bounce. I'm not going to get mad at that. Like, you know, Ayton's right here. I mean, you could say, oh, he should have boxed him out, but this is just a tough bounce. It's just a tough bounce. Mark Williams gets it. Gillespie, reset. Now they immediately get into action. Look how quick the Suns make decisions compared to the Lakers. Nothing's there, right? Nothing's there. Gillespie gets it, wants to shoot, nothing's there. Immediately swings it to D-Book, goes to set a screen. Now it's Book ISO'd against Jake again. Book still likes his speed advantage, goes right by. Bad defense by Jake, because I don't know what D-Book is shooting from three this year. I don't think he's shooting that well from three. I think he's shooting like, what's he shooting from three? I'm going to look this up real quick. D-Book 3-point percentage. I'm just going to look this up real quick. He is shooting right now. He's shooting like close to fucking, give me a second. Sorry. If you've made it this far, I mean, you're not going to click off right now. as I find his 3-point percentage. D-Book is shooting under 30% from 3. He's shooting 299. So why the fuck, Jake? Like, this stuff should be on the scouting report, right? The scouting report should be, hey, Book is having a tough year from 3 right now. Not saying you leave him wide open, but if he's gonna give you a hezzy here, 5 feet behind the fucking line, you're not gonna go for it. Are you, Jake? Nope. Jake bites on a hezzy 5 feet behind the line when Book is having one of his worst 3-point shooting seasons ever. And boom, he's right by him to the rack. He could have finished this, dumps it down to Mark Williams, and won. It's just the IQ on this team, bro. And I'm not just looking at the players, I'm looking at the coaching staff. Are you guys telling them this stuff? Are they processing it? Are you communicating with them on what people are shooting, what the matchups are, what the percentages are? Because I feel like Jake's a high IQ player. So I just feel like you got to tell him that once, and he's not going to make that mistake anymore. But I could be wrong. But now you just see what happened, right? Like, D-Book is not shooting well enough this year to demand that level of respect from 5 feet behind the line. And Jake bites on the move. Okay, Jake's got the ball up top. Austin still has not checked in the game yet. He's on a minutes restriction. So he gets a screen from Ayton. Now, Jake's not a pick and roll ball handler, so it's I don't know why. See, like, this is another thing with this offense is, do they know the strengths and weaknesses of their players? I feel like this coaching staff doesn't know that. For as much shit as I was giving Nick Smith Jr. on the previous offensive possession, I'd rather have him handling the ball in a pick and roll than Jake. Jake's not a pick and roll scorer. So if LeBron's not going to be handling the ball, why are you having Jake, who's not good at pick and roll ball handling, handle the ball at the top of the key? Like, use guys in the positions that they should be in. He should be spotting up in the corner or cutting. That's what he's good at. Have Nick Smith Jr. handle the ball at the top of the key. That's something he does a lot better than Jake. So as a result, let's see what happens. Jake, it's like no advantage is really generated. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't come off the screen tight. Royce O'Neal is just able to recover, and then he just loses the ball, or maybe gets it stripped. And it's a turnover. Once again, you could blame Jake for turning it over, but he's not a pick and roll guy. Why is he getting the ball in pick and roll? It's weird. We have a young guy who, he's young, but he's more of a pick and roll guy. Why are you not putting him in this role instead? Is it because you're thinking, oh, he's just a two-way, he can't handle a pick and roll? Well, you shouldn't be thinking like that, JJ. You shouldn't be fucking thinking like that. It doesn't really matter. Like, what if you have a starting center and you say, oh, well, the starting center ranks higher than a guy on a two-way. So instead of having our two-way guard handle the ball in the pick and roll, we're going to have our center handle the ball in the pick and roll because the center's a starter. Like, you know how fucking stupid that sounds? Coach to your guys' strengths. It doesn't matter that Jake is an overall better player than Nick Smith Jr. Nick Smith Jr. is more comfortable in the pick and roll. So why the fuck are we giving Jake the ball in pick and roll? It's leading to exactly what you think. No advantage, turnover. Like, this is fucking stupid. This is such bad coaching. Look at the Suns. Book digs out the loose ball. Immediately, one dribble, heads up. Everybody's running. Everybody's running. They've already beaten the Lakers here. Look at that. Turnover. 3 Suns, only 2 Lakers. Ball gets whipped up to Dillon Brooks. Jake sprints to contest. Shout out to Jake for getting back. That's why I still like Jake, because he plays really hard. But I think he's been way better defensively than offensively this year, and that's okay. That's okay. He still brings a lot of value, but just got to know how to use your guys, bro. Dillon Brooks misses a 3. Dillon Brooks is a spotty 3-point shooter. Good job by Ayton getting the rebound. Throws it to LBJ. Okay, now we're in transition. Now the Lakers are in transition. Look at this. 3-on-2. Marcus goes to spot up in the corner. If Jake is smart, he should be sprinting to the rim. Wide sprint to the rim. It's exactly what he does. LeBron. Oh, that's interesting. It works out. Yeah, I'm surprised. Maybe Braun has to build a little bit more rhythm with Jake in transition. Because Braun's found Jake a bunch on cuts, but I'm surprised this ball didn't go to Jake. He's not the biggest leaper, but this could be a lot. But either way, 2 comes to the ball. Braun, maybe, yeah. it's the A plus read is here. It's Braun. I've seen them make this read a million times, but still finds Marcus for the wide open corner three. Lakers get out in transition. They get a 3-point shot. So far, so good, right? Like, the game's not out of control right now. It's 14-12. We're halfway through the first quarter. And, oh, fuck. Give me a second. We're halfway through the first quarter. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Let's see. D-Book gets it. So Nick Smith Jr. recovers. D-Book not super comfortable from three this year. Pump fakes it. Kicks it out to Royce. Or is that Royce or Okogie? I think that's Royce. So LeBron, bad closeout by LeBron. Royce beats him. D-Book relocates. Okay, Nick Smith Jr. not bad. I think Nick Smith Jr. right now is trying to cut off Royce, and then LeBron should go relocate and peel switch to Book. Yeah, this is so LeBron stays with Royce. Nick Smith Jr. is late to D-Book, but Book doesn't get the ball, and Ayton he's in help, so it's right over Mark Williams' head. So yeah, I mean, look, or right to Mark Williams. So this play, I would say, first caused by Nick Smith Jr. biting on the pump fake. You just gotta be a little bit more disciplined. You gotta wait till they jump and then you jump. Not a terrible play though, because this Book sold this pump fake really well. And look, you're gonna bite on pump fakes sometimes. But then this is a terrible closeout by LeBron. LeBron's gotta just listen. I love LeBron, my favorite player ever. But I gotta call it as it is. This is all because of a bad closeout by LeBron, because then it puts its team in help. So far a little bit sloppy defensively from Braun. You're going to expect that given his age. He's made some great plays on the offensive end, but there's a foot speed issue, right? Okay, let's see. Braun. Okay, so this play starts off with Braun and Ayton trying to play pick and roll. Braun gets a little bit of a step on Dillon Brooks, whips over the lefty corner pass, and why does he shoot this? Like, this is such a bad shot, bro. This is the issue with Marcus Smart. I like him as a player, brings a lot of value on defense. You're not open, and you're not the level of shooter that should be taking these type of shots. There's 13 seconds left on the clock. This is either a drive past Gillespie, because you're stronger than him. You either go right by him, or you kick this out to Jake and reset secondary action. Because now you're taking a fucking, like, look how contested that three is. It's a bad shot. Bad shots lead to transition points on the other end, right? I sound like a fucking coach. I sound like my high school coach. Terrible shot. Royce gets it. Okay. I mean, that just wasn't a good shot. All right, Royce, Nick Smith Jr. Let's see. Pick and roll. Nick Smith Jr. gets clipped by Mark Williams. Now Royce is in this middle area. He's got Nick Smith Jr. a little bit in jail. He's playing yo-yo with DeAndre Ayton. Royce O'Neal, not the best at handling on-ball decision-making in the pick and roll, so he kind of predetermines his read and tries to throw this little lob, and Ayton just spikes it. Good defense. This is why it's important, again, to run plays where your best ball handlers are getting the ball in pick and roll positions. You know, it's like it's just weird. Marcus is out. They're in secondary transition. LeBron whips the pass to Nick Smith Jr. That's a shot Nick Smith Jr. makes. So Nick Smith Jr. cut. I think on this, I would say if you're Nick Smith Jr., just use the glass, man, because that's a tough area to be when your momentum is going all the way over here to then soft touch that in the rim. Now, he's a good enough shooter to do that, but I feel like you should try to soft touch that more if you're in this area, which I've seen him do, but this is really close. Just use the glass on that. Misses it. Okay. Not terrible. Suns are out in transition. Dillon Brooks. Let's see. He's on Marcus Smart. Now, he's got the size advantage on Marcus Smart. So this is one where we're going to see Brooks try to go to bully ball. And the Suns got it spaced pretty well. It's lazy defense by Marcus Smart. Like, I feel like Marcus should have just slid and made him shoot the fade over the top, but instead he just gambles. I feel like he already gave up on this possession the second he saw Dillon Brooks come at him, which is kind of weird. Just gambles. Just goes for the home run gamble. Easy fucking bucket, Dillon Brooks. That's probably the easiest bucket Dillon Brooks is going to get. Okay. Marcus Smart runs pick and roll with Ayton. So now the Suns are starting to get some momentum, right? The Lakers aren't really running offense, or they're not running intelligent offense. It just seems like they're running pick and rolls, just getting nowhere. And now I feel like this game is going to start to turn. Take a sip of water. All right, Marcus Smart runs Gillespie off this screen by Ayton. Good screen by Ayton. Okay, I'm fine with Marcus Smart handling the ball when Austin's not currently in the game, Luka's not in, and LeBron's taking a breather, right? Like, I'm fine with Marcus Smart handling it. He's a little bit erratic, but I've seen him play in the pick and roll before. So what does he do here? That's a great play. So 2 go to the ball. He's got LeBron on the kick out. But over here, Dillon Brooks doesn't do a good enough job of really stepping up and bumping Ayton. So Ayton just gets behind, throws it to an area, and then Ayton's touch is awesome around the rim. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, game is tied. We got D-Book 101 against Nick Smith Jr. This is a mismatch. It's a massive mismatch. So look at this defense. Nick Smith Jr. is already giving up like an easy baseline spin. So LeBron recognizes it and is in the process of coming over. So let's see what happens. Okay, Braun is able to cut it off in time. What the fuck happened here? Okay, so he throws it to Mark Williams. Ayton's in the paint where he should be. Now it's going to be a handoff. Oh, dude, see, like, this is the problem now, right? Royce could have shot. Like, if Royce had actually took a dribble here, then Marcus would have had to commit, and then he could have kicked it to Gillespie. But over here, Dillon Brooks is wide-ass open. And he's open because LeBron left. Okay. Now I'm starting to understand what happened in this play. Yeah, so this is LeBron. This is LeBron. This is LeBron. Now with LeBron, obviously he's getting his legs under him. I'm making some excuses for Braun on defense right now, but yeah, he's got to be here. So he just completely leaves Dillon Brooks for good reason at first, but then he's got to hustle back over here. So is the reason why he leaves him at first? Yeah, Ayton's pointing here. So if anything here, I would say Ayton should have been the one helping because it's helping off Mark Williams, and LeBron should have been able to stay on Dillon Brooks. So all of this is just fucked up from the get-go. Like, LeBron's the one helping in the paint, and then as a result, he's late getting back to Brooks. Fortunately, Brooks misses it. Ayton clears. Let's see, throws it to Jake. All right, LeBron's got pretty decent post position against Dillon. I would throw this ball right now. Dillon Brooks is obviously way younger than Braun. He's still really fucking strong. It's not going to be an easy bucket, but LeBron's got like good post position right now, so you got to throw that ball. Doesn't throw it. That's not really in Jake's bag. So, yeah, so LeBron tries to reseal. Now LeBron's catching it way later. Like, see, here's the thing. If you throw this ball here, the ball needs to be thrown here. I can't really get mad at Jake because this is like a point guard level pass. So he's just not, that's not really where his skill set is. But realistically, right here, the ball gets thrown to LeBron's right shoulder. LeBron probably seals him and then has a good chance of getting an easy basket. But because he hesitates, now all of a sudden Dillon Brooks is able to recover, and then look where that catch is. But LeBron's, oh, wow, that is a fucking snipe of a pass. LeBron still makes a great play because and shout out to Ayton. So Mark Williams gets caught sleeping. For some reason, he overhelps on this, loses Ayton. Mark Williams has a lot of issues defensively too, man. Just from watching some of this tape, like he's not super aware. So Ayton just cuts in the middle, and he's much stronger than Mark. Boom, bodies him. All right, it's a dogfight game, 18-16, to be expected, right? With all of the Lakers guys out, The Suns are a feisty squad this year. So everything is going as expected so far. All right, let's see what happens here. Mark Williams has the ball at the top. D Book runs off of a screen from Ryan. Is that Ryan Dunn? I think that's Ryan Dunn. All right, so now Austin Reeves is in the game. So we have a substitution. So Reeves is subbing in for LeBron. Okay, so we have a pretty small lineup here of Nick Smith Jr., AR, Marcus Smart. So Marcus gets caught on the screen by Dunn. It's Austin switch. Austin is a little bit slow of foot, right? He's coming back from injury, but you would like for him to be at the 3-point line here to kind of contest this catch. AR gets clipped, so now Book has advantage. Very similar to the play they opened up with, which just basically ends up being a pick and roll with advantage, right, for the Suns. Yeah, that's just tough. I mean, Book could have, if he wanted to, Booker could have been more aggressive and forced Ayton to commit. But this is, if you leave Book open from here, he's making that. So just a little bit late. It's still a good recovery by Austin, honestly. This is just where if he was, a bigger athlete, then he would contest that a lot more. It is what it is, right? Austin's got some physical limitations. He's not a bad athlete, but. Okay, so here the Lakers get the ball now. Austin sets a screen on Ryan Dunn for Jake to dive, but the play is really for Austin to get this handoff with what the fuck is going on here? All right, just a ridiculous play. Just some bozo ball going on. But on this handoff, Austin is rusty, so he loses it. That's a steal, but Ryan Dunn kind of fumbles it. So then Book goes to save it and saves it right to Ayton. Ayton does the smart thing, throws it right to Smart. Smart misses the open three, but then Jake, look at Jake. Because Jake is active, he's able to tip it to Smart. And then look at Marcus hitting a layup. Undersized. Marcus is only 6'3", 6'4". Dillon Brooks is about 6'7". And Mark Williams is lurking, but kudos to Marcus Smart for getting that up. Okay, this play, another pick and roll. We got Jordan Goodwin spotting up, and I don't know what he's shooting this year, but he's not really like the best shooter. Okay, so D-Book kicks it out to Ryan Dunn. There's no advantage, but oh, man. Yeah, Nick Smith Jr., man. This defensive tape is it is a disaster so far. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to hold you guys, bro. This Nick Smith Jr. defensive tape so far is a fucking disaster. Oh, man. I might have to, I still think he's a talented player, but I might have to swap him out for Kobe Buffkin for a few games just to see what Buffkin can do defensively if his technique is a little bit better. Because this is really gross, right? So Austin tries to get around the screen. Marcus digs down to help. Marcus is always aware. He's always aware of who's getting beat, and he's always in there just to try to help. So the play recovers okay, right? So Booker swings it over to Dunn, and I think they've stopped this action okay. We still got Jake in the dunker spot, or defending the dunker spot, and look at this closeout by Nick Smith Jr. Just completely out of position and just gets beat. And Ayton actually contests this really well, but it's the Lakers, they don't give up a bucket here. But, if Ryan Dunn goes into DeAndre Ayton here, that's a foul on Ayton. So he just tries to get too cute with it. But that should have been a bucket given up. Let's see what you can do on the offensive end, Nick Smith. Dribbling it up. Let's see what he had here. Okay, I'm fine with that. He tries. So Dillon Brooks is here. Nick Smith tries to go left, and Dillon Brooks is quick enough to cut him off. Hold on. I'm standing up right now. Just give me a second while I reset my desk. Okay, here we go. We're back. Oh, this is a long film breakdown. I'm not gonna do these consistently, but I'll do them. I'll do them every so often. It depends on the feedback that I get, to be honest. All right, so Nick Smith Jr. goes and tries to drive left. There's really no advantage here. This is where, in transition, like, you see some of the best athletes in the NBA. They see this alley and they're just gone. But it's not Nick Smith Jr.'s fault for not being that level of athlete. So he crosses left. Oh, hold on. My fucking mouse is malfunctioning right now. Yeah, so he crosses left, sees Jake open. Jake gets it. I'm fine with Jake being aggressive. He's got to find his shot. So Jake is a little bit aggressive. He hit his first three, misses this one. Give me a second. I got to charge my mouse because it was just malfunctioning on me a little bit. Okay, so misses this one. Suns get the ball. Okay, now Suns don't really know what happened there. It just seems like, Nick Smith Jr. again, just a little late. I don't know what actually happened here, so maybe it's not his fault. But Jordan Goodwin is wide open. And let's see if he makes it. Misses it, clear out. So we didn't really see what the action happened before that to get the shot. Okay, Austin, on ball Austin. Let's see what he does. Austin on ball. It's been a while. Let's see what he does. Runs Dillon Brooks into this screen. Oh, he's just, Austin was rusty as fuck, man. It doesn't look right. Telegraphs the pass. Dillon Brooks sees the pass coming. He's going to put his hand out to see if he can get a piece of it. And just throws it off Dillon Brooks' leg. Oh, they call it kickball. All right. 13 seconds. Austin ISO'd against Jordan Goodwin. Foul baits. Gets the call. Nice job, Austin. It's a foul. You got to be careful with the contest. You can't stick your hand out horizontally. So he's at the line. Does he miss his first? Yeah, I'm not like... It's his first game back. I'm not expecting him to be sharp. Hits a second. Hits his third. Okay. Austin grifts his way to 2 points. Suns on offense. Okay, now who do we have in the game? We have Vando and Jackson Hayes are in the game. Vando's on Booker. Yep, bad defense by Vando. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, just sloppy. Vando, on this play, what happens is Vando's kind of just overzealous. It's just poor technique. So he goes under the screen. He's able to recover. But then Ighodaro, whatever the fuck his name is, Oshie Ighodaro, just number 11. I'll learn his name. But he does the smart thing. He immediately, like after the handoff, he goes to rescreen. So Vando gets confused, and he's like, oh, you're going to rescreen? I'm going to try to fight back over. And D-Book just fakes Vando out completely, gets the step, draws fouls on Jackson Hayes. Does he hit them both? Hits this. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Still a tight game. But you can see where the sloppiness is coming in. It seems like the Suns are just a little bit tighter on defense. They're making fewer mistakes. The Lakers are making a lot of just technique mistakes, even from some of their best defenders, like Vando. Like that play there, just getting faked out completely on the screen. I mean, it's just not great. I feel like there's 8 to 10 points right here from just poor defensive technique and bad closeouts. Some late closeouts by LeBron. Some late closeouts by Nick Smith Jr. I'd say those two so far have been the worst defenders this game in the first. So Hayes comes to screen. Bouye AR gets by, pull up. You know he's going to hunt that shot. So let's see if he should have actually shot this. I'm not going to tell AR not to shoot because this year he's been averaging 28. He's been a serious bucket getter. I feel like these are the shots that he needs to fucking cut out of his diet. Like, I'm gonna just be real with you guys. I love Austin Reaves. You know, check my Twitter, Chenny Britt, and you'll see, dating back to 2021, I was hyping up Austin Reaves even then. But this is like, you're not this level of shooter, man. And you haven't really done shit all game. You just came in. You're coming off an injury. You've turned it over a few times or gotten close to turning it over. Why do you think taking this shot against a rangy power forward 4 feet behind the line off the dribble is a good idea? It's like, it's a bad shot. That's a good shot for Steph Curry. That's a good shot for Michael Porter Jr. It's a bad shot for you. You shouldn't take that shot unless you're on fire. So, like, here, the right play is just to fucking reset, swing it to Nick Smith Jr., try to catch Jordan Goodwin in a bad closeout, see if Nick Smith Jr. can attack that angle, you know, and worst comes to worst. I mean, you know, it's going to be a corner 3 for Vando, which is not great, but this just isn't a good shot. Clanks it, and what do they call? Foul? Foul on Hayes. Yeah, pushing. Jackson Hayes goes to push. Okay, so it's a foul on Hayes. So really bad play by Austin. It leads to just a bad shot. Just a bad shot. And I love Austin. You got to let killers be killers, but that's just not an intelligent possession. It seems like the Suns are just running better possessions, better stuff, right? Just their actions make more sense. Their players are playing more within their game. Like the worst play that the Suns have made on offense so far is the play where fucking Royce O'Neal tried to run a pick and roll. But even that it's not the end of the world. Okay, Booker is going to run 2-man with Iguodaro, I think. I think that's his name. Austin actually fights over. Oh, gets completely turned around. This is bad technique. He's got to be more. He's got to be more like perpendicular to Book. He can't be parallel with Book. That's just bad technique. But he's coming back from injury, so this is the rust. Booker just shakes him with the fucking behind the back. Booker's wide open right now, and I would say here Hayes, you gotta be like, once you see this is where Hayes' recognition is terrible. You just gotta be a little bit higher. Hayes has got to be here. Still able to block this guy off, but he's got to just be a little bit closer to D-Book. He can't be all the way back here. This is a wide open walk-in 3. Let's see what Nick Smith Jr. is. He's down here. That's fine. That's fine. That's decent positioning by Nick Smith. See if this goes in. Misses. Booker's having a tough season from 3. This is also why the earlier possession in the first quarter when we saw Jake fucking run out on a Book fucking hezzy from over the center right here, mortgage center, booked fucking hezzy from the C in center, and Jake was biting. Like, why are you biting, bro? Book is struggling from 3 this year, just completely bricks it. But whose rebound is that? Yeah, it's Vando's man who gets the rebound. Book shoots it, Vando drifts over here, and his man runs over. Yeah, the Lakers don't box out, you know? Even here. Austin just kind of standing here, right? So Jackson Hayes just contested the shot. Vando doesn't box out, but at least Vando drifts over to a rebounding area, right? Nick Smith Jr., actually credit to Nick Smith Jr. I call it as I see it, man. Jordan Goodwin, he's a lot stronger than Nick Smith Jr. Nick Smith Jr. he's still fighting. At least he gets a body on a body. Jake just kind of like drifts in. Should have got a body on him. Or at least just yeah, I mean, and then Austin, you got to run in. I mean, he just kind of stands there. But if Austin sprints in, then maybe he fights for this rebound. So as a result, Ryan Dunn just sprints in and gets the rebound. Just lack of juice, lack of awareness. It's not five guys going to the ball. The only person who has an excuse, there's two people who have excuses on this play. One is Jackson Hayes because he's the one contesting. The other is Nick Smith Jr. because he's actually trying to box out. Vando and Jake are just fucking drifting, and then Austin is just watching, just ball watching. If Austin sprints over and at least tries to get over here, then he probably gets this ball. Or at least is able to fight for it. Instead, Ryan Dunn gets it. Easy reset. Let's see what they do. Bouye 1-on-1 against AR. Oh my God. Yeah, it's a great play. I mean, this is taking a sip of water, but if there's ever a pause in this stream, I don't have my camera on. I'm trying to get an extension so I could, because my webcam mic right now, it won't reach up to the monitor. But Austin right now he's getting diced up. But if you hear a pause in this, it means I'm sipping water. So Bouye just straight up attacks Austin. Just a little fucking push crossover. This is like, look how, oh my God, this is such bad defensive technique. This is such bad defense. I love you, AR, but Jesus fucking Christ, that's horrendous. Just completely gets toasted. And easy lay. Easy lay. Can't even get mad at guys for not helping because that just happened so fucking quick. Guys aren't going to be able to help that quick. You can't get blown by that quick. Okay, now somehow still a game, but the Suns are gaining momentum. Nick Smith Jr. is trying to run a screen. Okay, I'm fine with this, right? In this lineup of Austin, Nick Smith Jr., Jackson Hayes, Vando, and Jake, the only two guys I want handling the basketball are Austin Reaves and Nick Smith Jr. So Nick Smith Jr. tries to run a pick and roll with Jackson Hayes. He rejects it, crosses over Bouye. Okay, but good on Iguodaro, I think. This is good defense. He gets high and he gets an arm out to prevent the pass, right? So this is good defense. And look at Jordan Goodwin. He goes and tags Jackson Hayes. I'm trying to see. Yeah, what I would like here is this is just tough because Nick Smith Jr. is not that big. If he was bigger, he could just throw this pass over the top to Austin. But I also would like it if Austin relocated a bit more and just created a better passing window for him. Because Nick Smith sees it. He sees it. He just can't really make that pass in that window, so he has to take another dribble, right? If he could just make the pass here, that would be ideal. But he has to take another dribble. It allows Jordan Goodwin to recover. Don't tell me Austin shoots this ball. Come on, AR. That's such a bad fucking shot, dude. What are we doing? That's not how you build rhythm. It's fucking, and it's a 2-3 feet behind the line. Shoots a contested fucking three, bro. Clanks it. He's not that level of shooter. At least attack the closeout or something. But just, that's not a good way to find rhythm, man. It's a bad shot. Let's see what happens here. Oh, another bad closeout by AR. Sloppy closeout by AR. He does not look healthy, man. They should sit him for another week. I'm not even kidding. Gets blown by Jordan Goodwin. Fortunately, he misses the easy shot. But, I mean, look, just gets blown by here. This is a bad defensive possession. I got to say, Austin right now, he might have been, so far, just in terms of overall, he's been the worst just in the few minutes that he's been in. And I love Austin Reaves. I'm being completely honest, guys. I just started the stream telling you I'm a Bron stan. I was going at Bron for the bad closeouts. But these Austin plays, like, this is bad offense and just further fucking compromised by even worse defense. Jordan Goodwin misses the easy shot. I mean, Ryan Dunn's got this offensive rebound. He just fucking fumbles it because Austin doesn't really get off the ground. Vando gets the ball, tries to run a break, but there's no advantage. Phoenix does a good job of getting back. Okay, let's go. Austin has the ball again. We haven't even finished the first quarter. These are marathon. I'm gonna have to find a way to be quicker about this, but maybe I don't finish the whole game today. Let's see what happens here. Does he get the dunk? Okay, so run a pick and roll. This seems like a busted coverage by Phoenix, where they just kind of fall asleep. Bouye comes to switch, but then Jackson Hayes just slips it real quick and just beats Iguodaro, and way to find, like, that's a great pass by Austin. And yeah, Jackson Hayes to the free throw line. Let's see. I don't really care if he makes or misses. We'll just see. Hits both. All right. Still a tight game. 1 point game. Let's see what happens. Bouye. They're attacking Austin Reeves now. Now we got Dalton connecting the game. So we got Vando, LeBron, Dalton, Austin, and Jackson Hayes. Not a terrible lineup, but two of the worst defenders on the team are here. Not, you know what? I shouldn't even say that when Austin's healthy. He's average, but okay. So Dalton stays with Ryan Dunn because Dunn fakes the screen but doesn't really run it. These plays. These are really interesting plays where sometimes you just fake setting the screen and then you just try to catch a guy sleeping, right? Like Austin thinks the screen is coming. It doesn't come. He's just not in a good defensive stance one-on-one, and Bouye just goes right at him. Yeah, that's just tough. Bouye goes right at him, puts him on skates. Ton of separation. Not a bad contest. Good offense. Not great defense. I wouldn't say it's a complete breakdown. It's just a good play by Bouye, and he's quicker than AR, so he's recognizing. What happens here? So Dalton tries to feed something to Jackson Hayes. Gets deflected. Hayes gets the ball back. Just throw. Backcourt violation. He just panics here. Austin's wide open. Just airmails him. All right, they're picking on AR now. Bouye gets the ball. Give me a second. I got to reset my position. Okay. Bouye gets the ball again. Oh, shit. They're going to keep attacking Dalton and Austin. So let's see what happens here. Just, wow. He's just getting buckets on him now. So, yep, Jordan Goodwin fakes the screen, doesn't even attempt to set it. All they want is just to bring Dalton up here and just have fewer guys down here so Bouye can play one-on-one. Because if Dalton's just spotted up here, then, if Goodwin's spotted up here or here, then there's just Dalton can play middle. But all they want to do with this, it seems like, is just to get Dalton above the free throw line so there's one less help defender there, and they never intend to set the screen. Bouye just literally goes full speed into Austin, bumps him off a bit, and not bad, not terrible defense. Like, he lets him get too far into the paint. A really good defender cuts him off here, right? So he just isn't able to cut him off, lets him get ahead of steam, boom. And it's a tough 1-2 step through by Bouye. He's kind of nice. Okay, now Austin's got the ball on offense. Let's see what happens. Little fake out. It's a good play. Great play. Boom, quick little fake out. Gets Ryan Dunn completely shook out of his shoes. Gets the angle. Puts Ryan Dunn kind of in jail. And just finishes. Very, very good play by Austin. There we go. 27-26. Let's see. Gillespie's going to run this handoff. Let's see if he runs it or backdoor cuts. Backdoor cuts. I called that before it happened, bro. This is how you can burn Vando sometimes, because Vando gets really, really aggressive about trying to jump those handoffs. So when that happens, it's just Vando getting too aggressive, and Gillespie just backdoor cuts him. It's great offense, just smart, high IQ basketball. They probably had that on the scouting report. Hey, Vando gets a lot of steals by being aggressive on that, so backdoor cut him, and he's going to be less aggressive. All right, get the ball to LeBron. He's got a good one on him. This means LeBron's right to the rim. Right to the rim. Misses it. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Gets him right here. Probably didn't need to fade as much as he did. This is a fake little reach. But if LeBron could shoot that from here, then that would have been a little bit better. But, you know, if Vando was a shooter, then this ball goes to Vando and he you know, he would shoot it. But I'm fine with that. LeBron can hit that shot in his sleep. All right. Last 10 seconds of the game. Bouye has LeBron one-on-one. Doesn't want to try him. Kicks it back to Gillespie. And this is just a weird, like, what the fuck is this? So this is just terrible defensive communication. Look at this. What should happen is, at this point, like, I don't know why Dalton is there. This is like this is a miscommunication. We don't see what happens the play before or what happens before the sequence, but these two guys should not both be covering Gillespie. And look at Gillespie right here. He's pointing at Jordan Goodwin saying he's wide open. So if anything, Bouye should have threw this flare pass and then make Austin decide. And then if Goodwin drives that, that's a lob to Dunn. But Bouye doesn't make the right decision. He kicks it back out to Gillespie. And now at this point, Dalton recognizes finally and sprints over to Goodwin. I don't know whose fault this was, Vando or Dalton's. I need more context to see what happened before, but it doesn't look good for these guys. And Vando panics. Poor defensive technique again, because yes, Gillespie's a great shooter this season, I think. I think he is. I'm not going to look up his stats, but I think he's been shooting pretty well. Once again, man, he's 6-7 feet behind the line, bro. He's at the Suns logo. Why are you sprinting out at him? You only do that for prime Steph Curry. Why are you doing this? Or Steph Curry in general. You don't let Steph Curry shoot wide open from there. But why are you sprinting out on him? Wait till he at least gets within the three-point line. So he just gets fucking beat. And now Austin's got to step up and help. Kick out's a good one. And fortunately, he misses it. So that was the first quarter. It just looks like bad basketball by the Lakers so far. Like they're scoring through just some elite one-on-one moves, some transition stuff. But there's just so many defensive breakdowns. It just feels like the Suns have, despite giving up 26 points, the Suns have way fewer pure defensive breakdowns right now than the Lakers. It seems like when the Lakers score, it's because they're playing good offense. And, you know, it doesn't seem like the Suns are just completely melting down on defense and just giving up easy buckets. And somehow the game is still close, right? It's within reach. Okay. Let's see. Lineup now is LeBron, Marcus Smart. So they take out AR, they put in Marcus Smart. Let's see. The Suns got the ball. They set this fucking cross screen or curl screen, whatever you want to call it. I don't care about the technical terms. Basically, Dunn is, or is it Dunn? No, Iguodaro setting the screen for Gillespie. Vando gets clipped on it. This is bad screen navigation from Vando. He's got to just be tighter on that. So he gets clipped on that. I mean, you see where this is going. Where do you think this ball is going right now? I mean, this is just bad navigation. And the reason why Vando's hesitant to jump this is because the play, a few plays before, he got backdoor cut. So now he's just not in great position. Really, what he has to do right now, he just has to be a lot tighter to him, but he has to be at this angle to prevent the cut. But this is just it's just bad leverage, I feel like. So he gets caught on that. Boom. In real time, you see this coming. And what I would do if I was Hayes, if Hayes had a higher basketball IQ, because Hayes is just going to do one thing. And this play isn't Hayes' fault. Vando gets caught on the screen, but you got to be able to see this and immediately drop down here and just make Gillespie hit a wide open free throw line jumper, which he probably will, but you can't give up the dunk. Priorities, right? You see Vando gets caught, fine. You see Vando gets caught, then you got to drop over here and if he hits you with a jumper, then you can blame Vando. But if they beat you with a dunk, then it's on you, Jackson, because you got to be the one protecting the rim. All right. LeBron's got the ball. Hayes sets a screen to get Dunn off LeBron. Let me see back here. All right, now Hayes is rolling. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so they're able to recover out to stop this Hayes from just dunking the shit out of this ball. But then Braun kicks it out to Dalton. Why are you shooting that fucking shot? Shout out to Vando for getting the O board. Terrible fucking shot. Once again, Dalton, you're not shooting that well from three this year. You haven't gotten a lot of playing time. Is this really the right way to get rhythm? I would argue that from watching Dalton over the past year, he's a better mid-range shooter than a three-point shooter, and it's not even close. I actually trust Dalton to shoot mid-range shots and get midi fades. He's actually really good at that. He's not as good at three-point shooting as I was led to believe. So he's not really open. He's a better athlete than Gillespie, so what he should do right now is catch Gillespie on his heels and put the ball on the ground, get to the middle, and shoot that midi. But instead, he just fucking shoots a really contested three. It's short. Fortunately, Vando gets the board, kicks it to LeBron. Let's see if LeBron hits it. Nope. LeBron decides to reset. Let's see what he does. Yeah, Jackson Hayes gets fouled. He wants to throw it to Hayes. Hayes gets fouled. Braun runs a pick and roll now. Let's see over here. Goes into the fade. Cash. Yeah, this is this can keep Braun in the league for as long as he wants. Just this move right here. Strength, bump. Ryan Dunn's a really good defender. Athletic, he's rangy. And Braun just gets to his spot, gets a little bit closer, right? That same fade that he shot earlier, this time he's a little bit more vertical. Boom. Hits it. Bouye gets the ball up top. Another pick and roll. This kid is kind of nice. I mean, this is just... Marcus Smart gets there. This is just a miscommunication because I think at this point, Marcus needs to sprint back in front of Bouye and cut him off. And instead, he kind of just... He leaves. He assumes... He's like, oh, I'm beat. So he leaves, and Jackson Hayes is a little bit late. I think Marcus could have recovered in front of Bouye there. Okay, here. Jackson sets a nice little screen for Dalton. Gets Dalton wide open. Steps out of bounds. Had a dunk. I mean, this is just... Come on, man. You can't fuck these plays up. You had a dunk. You had a fucking dunk, man. All right. Over here, Ego is the play is set for him to give a handoff to most likely to Bouye coming up top here, but he just fires it to Ryan Dunn instead. And LeBron's sagging off Dunn because Dunn's not a good three-point shooter, so he closes out late on purpose. Dunn misses it, but that was a good pass. Who the fuck is Gillespie's man? Vando's got to box out here, man. Because Gillespie literally just mistimes this. That's in. Horrible, horrible sequence by Vando. Still gets the rebound and then just doesn't protect the ball and just fucking like this. This is like, you're so not strong with the ball right now. Look at that position. As an offensive player, it's always you keep the ball man defender. And look at this. Just the ball's right in front of the defender. Easy fucking swipe. Goodwin gets it, kicks it out. And boom, Gillespie, cash. Terrible turnover. Okay, Bouye's starting to ball pressure Marcus Smart. I'm just gonna do the first half because I can't do this full fucking game. So Bouye is starting to pressure Marcus Smart because the game got out of hand anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Suns are now up 8. Marcus Smart attacks the ball pressure. I don't know if Vando tipped that in or didn't, but good play by Marcus Smart. Just attacks it, and yep. So Gillespie tries to attack Dalton. Dalton hits the ball away. Now look at this. They're going to reset. Look at Gillespie. Look how physical Gillespie's getting. They're going to call a foul on Dalton. This play, these type of plays happen in the NBA all the time. I think if you're the defender, you just can't grab. It's kind of tough because you could argue Gillespie's the one who starts all the contact, but it seems like Dalton is getting out leveraged. Like, he needs to drop. Dalton should not have his right arm above Gillespie's fucking shoulder here, because then he's just got no leverage. He should drop that and just keep his elbows and his arms tight so he can still have strength and push Gillespie off. Instead, he grabs him, so he gets caught. It's a foul. Defense is falling apart now. So Ayton goes to help on the Iguodala post up on Nick Smith because he's small, and then Ayton goes for the closeout. Now you got to close out aggressively to Gillespie because he's a really good spot up shooter. So Gillespie recognizes that, blows by, and Nick Smith Jr. goes up to help. Easy dunk. You could argue that Braun should have moved over here, but then Ryan Dunn is going, so it's just tough, right? Like, you just got to be able to close out without getting beat on that, and I don't know if Ayton's going to be fast enough to do that, so then it's just an easy beat, and yeah. Now, I will say this. Nick Smith Jr., I think the culprit on this play ultimately is Nick Smith Jr., because Ayton's a big, so he goes and closes out, he gets beat, as expected. And this is where Nick Smith Jr. kind of fucks up, right? But it's like, this is my whole thing. It's the subtleties of the game, and it's the subtleties of like technique that I just don't know if they're getting coached up, because Nick Smith steps up. That's the right thing to do, but the angle that he takes exposes the backdoor cut. If he stepped up a little bit tighter into the paint, then at least he would be in between the hoop and fucking the power forward. But he doesn't, so it just gives up an easy dunk. Like, he should have helped out and stepped up closer in the paint. Just bad technique. Okay. Ayton sets a cross screen for LeBron. LeBron gets it. This is good. So now LeBron catches it going downhill. Let's see. Oh, that's just tough. Vando gets fouled. Yeah, LeBron catches it going downhill. Easy swing to Ayton. This is good. O'Neal does the right thing and helps completely off Vando. And here, Ayton kind of fumbles it. If he makes that pass a little bit quicker, it's a wide open Vando three. Not good, obviously, but Vando's got to be able to hit these. Racks it, draws a foul. Okay, that's fine. Vando, they find LeBron. Let's see. LeBron gets the ball. Foul baits. Yeah, I mean, that's an easy one. I wouldn't, like, that's just, you can't have your hand up like that. That's the easiest call ever. So he's shooting three. Hits the first. Hits the second. Misses the third. LeBron's been struggling from the line this year. He's got to clean that up. He's got to at least get to mid-70s. At least got to get to mid-70s. This play, they run some sort of screen for Gillespie, and then Nick Smith gets caught. He goes under. Should not be going under. This is a terrible angle. So, okay, yeah, Nick Smith and AR so far have been the worst defenders I've seen. And it seems like Nick Smith Jr. has just played more minutes than Austin, so he's just in more bad plays than fucking good plays. But make no mistake, Nick Smith Jr. has been horrendous on defense this game, and Austin Reeves has been maybe even worse given the amount of minutes that Austin Reeves has played. But Nick Smith, You should just be going over the screen. It's Colin Gillespie. Nope, goes under the screen. Still is able to recover a little bit because Gillespie takes the sidestep dribble, but you know, that's an open three. And then here Lakers, like, it's just Vandal and Marcus are in the same spot. LeBron drifts over here. It's just a tough bounce. Let's see what else. Try to run the handoff to O'Neal. Now they're gonna reset this. Well, I'm gonna relocate my desk. Get my desk up again. They're gonna reset this to a high pick and roll. This is it's not terrible technique. It's not the best. He gets over it, but he's on his hip. I just like this angle right here, right? This is like the stuff that really gets you on the court. Is technique like this. Everyone wants to focus on fucking spot up shooting and all that stuff and offensive skills. And yeah, those things matter, but like this is the shit. Once you're here, your angle should be as vertical as you can if you're Nick Smith Jr. because you're beat now. And you got to try to cut him off. Instead, he still keeps trailing him. And Gillespie at this point, if Gillespie just pulls up right here, he can just draw a foul right here. Because all of Nick Smith's momentum is going towards Gillespie instead of going towards the rim and trying to cut him off. Make him shoot a step back. Instead he goes. Oh, this is a really nice relocation by Bouye. Because Marcus drops down to help. Marcus does the right thing. He helps on this roll. And then contested the Bouye shot. But that's a good find. Let's see if he makes it. Misses it. Suns could be up way more at this point. They've played much better than the Lakers. Okay. Lakers on offense. Lakers on offense. Nick Smith Jr., quick crossover. I got to move faster to get through the first half. Not strong with the ball. Suns are in transition. Yep. I mean, they're 3-on-2. There's nothing they can do. You could say maybe Braun steps back here, but then it's just an easy dish to Bouye. You know, it's just bad. Marcus is, they're expecting a call from the refs. Probably gets fouled, but you got to play on. And they don't run, and easy transition bucket. Okay, now LeBron's got the ball. No more Nick Smith Jr. handling it. Going for the post-up on Gillespie. Draws the foul. Braun's foul baiting at this point because that's all the Lakers can really get. It's pretty sad. Misses the first. Misses both. Braun's been off at the line, bro. He's never been a great free throw shooter, but Braun's always been like 70%. But he's had a few years where he's been low 70s. So, look, he missed everything, so I'm expecting him to get it back. But yeah, he's been off this year. Okay, Nick Smith. This is just a miscommunication right here. Nick Smith goes and says, "Oh, I'm going to switch." They just don't communicate. Like this, you just got to communicate better. Switch or not switch. Just make a decision. They both go take a step towards Royce O'Neal. Then they're like, "Oh, fuck." Miscommunication. I think at this point, if you're Jake, I think this is Jake's fault. If you see Nick Smith right here get crushed, your read, here's the thing, man. If you're coaching how to switch, the way I would say is the man who has his offensive player setting the screen, so the guy guarding the screener, you make the determination on who to switch, right? So your read should be if Nick Smith Jr. gets hit. If he gets hit, you call the switch. And so the switch should have been called right here. And Jake goes here and Nick goes out. So I think this is Jake's fault. Because Nick gets hit and he's like, okay, we should switch. And then, Jake kind of hesitates and then goes back and then wide open. Misses the shot though. Horrible defensive possession. Misses the shot. But Jake's, now they're ball watching. Ball watching. This is more bad tape on Jake. Because Nick Smith he's not doing shit, but he's trying. He's trying to fight. So I got to say this. I got to give Nick Smith some credit because he's like, some of the plays he's been really bad at defensively, but then there's been some plays where he's honestly making the right read and just like the other guys are fucking up. It's just all over the place, man. No one's defensive tape looks good right now. Somehow Ayton gets the rebound. Okay, LeBron's got the ball at the top, trying to run screen and roll. This is just LeBron saying, fuck it. And, yep, shoots a pull-up three against drop coverage. Bron hitting shots. Just a star play. Bron's starting to get his rhythm back. I know he's been bad at the line, but offensively, he's been just much better. So far, offensively from Bron, pretty clean game overall. Like, he's had a few early defensive miscues where he was just kind of sloppy on his closeouts. He had 2 of them in the first quarter, I believe, but really hasn't made many mistakes since. The defense hasn't been bad. It hasn't been great, but he hasn't really fucked up that much since. And on offense, I think he's been solid so far. He's been running the offense well. Hasn't really made that many mistakes. Okay. Gillespie's going to attack Jake in pick and roll. Oh, my God. This is just... Yeah, that's really bad. Jake just gets crossed out of his shoes. Tries to recover, but what do the Suns run here? So they do like some sort of like... they don't even really do anything. Like Bouye fakes to set the screen, but Ayton's got to be higher on this. This is just Ayton. This is bad defense from Ayton. He's too worried about the paint. Bouye's a small guard. Like, I'm not worried about that. And then Ayton's he's just too low. And fortunately, Gillespie misses the shot. Lakers dodge a bullet. Okay. This has been long, guys. Sorry. I got to make it quicker moving forward. LeBron, high pick and roll. Good screen by Ayton. He gets downhill. Draws the foul. Good play. Good play. Oh, man, let's see what these free throws look like. 3 free throws in a row that he missed. Not great. All right, thank God he makes the 4th. Somehow still a 4-point game. How is this possible? How the fuck is it only a 4-point game? I feel like they should be down a lot more. But the Lakers are clawing back. All right, D-Book's in the game. Runs a screen against, just kick out Royce O'Neal, and this is just, he just hits it. I mean, not terrible defense there. Oh, let me see actually what they did. Ooh, so this depends if they're switching off ball or not. I don't know what they're necessarily doing. The thing about the Lakers scheme is the guys fuck up their execution so much that you don't really even know like what they're doing half the time. But so LeBron's on Dunn and Jake's got O'Neal, and what you should do on this is you guys should just be looking and then you guys should just switch this, right? It's just a simple like fucking switch places, and LeBron should just switch onto O'Neal. But both of them get caught kind of ball watching. So I actually think Jake does the right thing here. Yeah, there's just a misdirection. LeBron doesn't move, and they give up the 3. So I don't know what the rules are, what the coaching staff says. Hey, we switch all off-ball screens. Because if this is a switch, then this is Jake's fault. Or no, if they're supposed to switch this, then it's LeBron's fault because he should have been out on Royce O'Neal. If they're not switching this, then it's Jake's fault because he should have stayed with Royce O'Neal. He should have just been quicker to it. My gut says that's probably just LeBron's fault, I think. Once again, I really don't know. You'd have to know what the scheme is. Okay. Over here, LeBron drives in. What a fucking pass. Smart cut by Jake. See what happens. They score off this, but this is just like fucking bad basketball. Actually, you know what? That's fine. Kickout's a smart. Takes a three and hits it. I think if you're coaching Jacob, right, on this play, he catches it, right? I think you got to be stronger, and that has to be a power dribble into this guy's fucking chest. Jake's a big guy. He's a big kid. He's not fucking 6'4", you know? He's got some size to him. He played power forward, small forward in college. It's like you could put your shoulder in this guy's fucking chest and make him either foul you or fully commit, and then Ayton could get a free dunk. Because like ending up this possession with Marcus Smart shooting a semi-contested three, like it goes in, but it's not the best process. Okay, Dylan Brooks has Nick Smith Jr. on him. You know he's going to go to work. He wants to post this up. Where's the foul? Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to see the foul there, but also it's Nick Smith Jr. and he's not good defensively, so it's going to be hard for him to get the benefit of the doubt. Brooks misses the first. I think he misses the first one. Yeah, he misses the first one. Oh no, he makes the first one. Makes the second one. All right. Braun's on the bench. AR's back in the game. He's on a minutes restriction. Has been straight doo-doo so far in the minutes that he has played. Has probably been tied for Nick Smith Jr. as the worst Laker so far. Maybe Vando, because Vando in those few minutes was pretty destructive as well. I'm just talking for this game. So give me a second. Oh, I just got to stretch out my shoulder. I've been doing this breakdown for 2 hours. All right. I like this, though. Nick Smith. So even if Nick Smith is making mistakes, right, you got to let him play to his strengths. And his strengths offensively are, you put the ball in his hands. I'm not saying he's great with the ball, but I'm just saying he's better at that than doing other stuff. Austin sets its ghost screen, just trying to sprint away from it. It allows Nick Smith Jr. to get the angle. He's really fast. So look how quick his burst is. This is the stuff I like. Boom, immediately gets downhill. Look how low his shins are to the fucking floor. This is just explodes. Boom. Now, good on Mark Williams right now for basically helping, right? So Austin comes over here. Ayton sets the screen on Dylan Brooks. So now, here's the thing. If I'm Austin, let me see how this play shakes out. Yeah, this is, so they don't generate. So Goodwin is able to fucking basically cut him off enough. And Mark Williams plays good help. But still a good shot. Like, that's a decent shot. Nick Smith Jr., I'm fine with him taking this shot. Like, he can hit that shot. Ayton comes in for the offensive board. Okay, now this time they just run a basic high pick and roll. Kind of the same action in a way. In a way. It's the same formation, but different stuff. So Ayton just goes and screens. Austin gets, let me see. Austin is really good at coming off the screen. So he immediately, you see how tight Austin gets on this screen? Like, Ayton didn't even make great contact on this screen because Jordan Goodwin gets around it, but Austin just cuts off the angle to allow Goodwin to recover. So even though Goodwin doesn't get touched, Austin's already taken that angle away. So he's already put Jordan Goodwin in jail. He snakes it, goes by. Ayton gets another rebound. Hit that shot, Austin. Nice. Good play by Austin. 3-point game. Let's see what happens here. Yeah. Let's see. So this is just a miscommunication right here by I don't know who's at fault. So Nick Smith Jr. Are they in some? They might be in a zone, bro. They might be in like a fucking 1-3-1 zone. I can't even tell what they're in, bro. Yo, I think they're in zone, which is hilarious because, like, JJ, you think you can fucking implement a zone with this team? I fucking think JJ Redick stinks, by the way. So they just enter the ball in the middle, and once the ball's here, Nick Smith tags, but like just sprints over the fucking O'Neal. What is Mark Williams going to do at the top of the key? Also, you should see that Ayton is right here. So right here, Nick Smith Jr. just not using his mind. Ball gets entered to Mark Williams. Your job should be immediately to sprint back to Royce O'Neal. The problem is, this is where coaching comes into play, right? And some players just have higher defensive IQs than others. Because Nick Smith Jr. is probably thinking, oh, well, my job is to be at the top of the key, like in the 1-3-1. So he's like, first I'm going to go to this spot. But really, as soon as the ball's passed to Mark Williams and he sees Mark Williams, he should be sprinting to Royce O'Neal. Because what the fuck are you going to do up here against Mark Williams? He's not going to shoot the ball from up here. Ayton's already here. Go cover the other guy that's shooting right now. But Nick Smith is too rigid in his thinking. He's like, all right, I'm going to run over to Mark Williams first. He's playing it by the book. He's playing the zone by the book, but he's not really understanding the point of what the zone is doing, right? You're teaching like memorization versus concept. So he does the right thing by the book. Like in Nick Smith Jr.'s mind, he's probably thinking, well, I did the right thing, right? Like I'm at the top of the zone. Then I sprinted over to the top of the zone because the ball got entered to the top of the zone. And then I sprinted over to the shooter, and he actually gets a decent closeout. But the thing is, he really needed to skip this read and sprint right to this one. And that's where coaching comes into play. You got to spend time with these guys in the film room. O'Neal's starting to catch fire. So now they're up 6. It's getting tough because the Lakers aren't getting great looks on offense right now. All right, Austin tries. Dillon Brooks gets through that screen. Dillon Brooks is a really fucking elite defender because at his size, to be able to get through these screens is kind of crazy. But Austin Reaves is quicker, right? Crosses over, catches him. But now, this is where having Mark Williams be fucking 7'1" and have super long arms, it's still really hard to finish over him. But AR gets it. Really good play by AR. Downhill Austin Reaves is the one I like. I don't like it when Austin Reaves is like he could have right here pulled up for a 3. Like, that's what he was doing in the first quarter, and then shit was going nowhere. Instead, he does the right thing, attacks the fucking rim. Bang. Rim. Good fucking take. All right, D-Book. I mean, but on defense, man, they are going at Austin Reaves. Look at D-Book. Just boom, quick crossover. Gets him on his hip. This is going to be a bucket. Oh. Yeah, bucket. I mean, you just can't give up, like, you just got to be better, like better defensive fundamentals here, man. Like even if you're going to play the screen, you just got to be in better position. You got to be lower. You got to be on balance so you can at least cut them off. You can't just let them get right by you. Like you just crossed half court and immediately 3 seconds goes off the shot clock and he's already got you in jail and he's just shooting a fucking layup. It's a layup for D-Book. Okay. Coming back. Austin's got the ball. Set a screen on Dillon Brooks. Floats it over to Nick Smith Jr. This is a good relocation by Nick Smith Jr. Good play. He's a talented kid. Moves over to the open space, creates a good passing angle, and is aggressive. Could have hit Marcus here too. Obviously, this is a better take because Marcus is a spotty three-point shooter, but he gets aggressive. No rim protection. Boom. Floater. That's his game. Hey, Nick Smith Jr.'s touch around the rim on floater shots, really, really good. This is something that if they were smarter, they could leverage that a little bit more, I think. Okay, let's see what happens here. 5 minutes left. Now you got Marcus Smart on book. Screen is to the left. We know Book. Oh, Just gets caught reaching. Okay, reset. Now they got Austin. This is the matchup they want. They take Marcus Smart out. They got Vando in now. What's this? Just a kick out? Yeah, I mean, just let's see. Who So it starts with Austin. Kind of gets beat. Although, you know what? I take that back. He reaches here. He gets caught flat-footed here, but he actually does a pretty decent job of recovering. Now, no, actually, you know what? No, Austin gets beat. Because the only reason Book pulls up the dribble is because Nick Smith Jr. digs over to help. Once he digs over to help here, somebody's got to sprint over here. And I think that's Austin's got to sprint. He's got to recognize, like, once you're beat and Nick Smith Jr. came over, you got to sprint. So this play, it looks like Nick Smith Jr. is a little bit late, but he's got to help over because Austin got beat. So this is where, once again, you could say a really good defender, talented defender, just backpedals here to this spot instead of just doing a lazy dig. But I'm nitpicking here. Dylan Brooks does the right thing and keeps relocating into the open spot. Hits the three. All right. Here's my point. Here's my point, which is like, what the fuck are they doing? What did we just say throughout this entire fucking video about who should be doing what, right? Just because Nick Smith Jr. gets caught on the other end on defense doesn't mean you then shouldn't put the ball in his hands on offense, right? You got to optimize guys in their spots, right? Nick Smith Jr. on this team with this lineup right now should be handling the ball. It's either him or Austin Reeves handling the ball. Jake LaRavia should not be handling the basketball. You got to coach to your guys' strengths. Even if they make mistakes on the other end, it doesn't matter. So what do? They try to run a double screen for Jake. Jake rejects the screen. It's actually a good play. Bad process, but it's a good play. Like, I wish it wasn't Jake getting downhill, but good pass. Good pass from Jake. Ayton gets it. He misses his usually money from there. Jake fights for a rebound. Good play by Jake. Listen, Jake made something out of nothing, but normally I just don't think this is great process, right? Like, as a whole, I'd want the ball in Nick's hands or Austin's hands getting downhill. But that doesn't mean Jake can't make great plays out of it. But it's just like, if you're telling the Suns, hey, we're going to beat you by Jake LaRavia running pick and rolls, they're just going to laugh in your fucking face. Now, I'm not saying Nick Smith Jr. is going to beat you running pick and rolls, but, you know, that's why they drafted him, right? You drafted him in the league. Charlotte drafted him to be a combo guard. So I just feel like guys aren't being used in their strengths. So I think Jake goes 1 for 2. Free throw shooting has been a problem with the Lakers. Let's see now. We got Vando on Book. Vando gets caught a little bit, looks a little bit slow. It's good defense by oh, wait, that's a bad call. Hold on. Oh! Yeah, that's probably a foul on Austin. Because he kind of jumps back into him as Mark Williams is going up. So if Austin was a little bit stronger here, like a big wing would be able to hold him off here, right? That's just, there's not much Austin can do. He just kind of gets moved out of position. See on this play. It's not bad defense by Ayton. Pretty good defense. He makes it really tough for Book to hit that shot, but what are you going to do? Mark Williams hits, yeah, okay, whatever. So let's see. A few more plays left. Austin, now he's got Jordan Goodwin. They screen, comes off that screen. Once again, look how tight Austin comes off this screen. Jordan Goodwin is not getting hit on these, but Austin's not giving him a chance to recover. He's basically just saying, no matter what, I'm going to have you on the hip because I'm just so good at stopping that. Really good play. Like, this is, Austin's added a lot of strength this summer, and this is a great fucking play. It's a great play. Gets good one on his hip, catches Mark Williams out of his stance, and gets lower than Mark Williams, so he's able to bump him, create a little bit of space, finish. That's a great fucking play by Austin. Austin Reaves starting to heat up a little bit. Once again, could have taken the shot. Could have tried to foul bait right here, taking the jumper, right? There was space for him to pull up and take that jumper. It would have been really hard for Jordan Goodwin to block that jumper. You probably can't even really contest that jumper seriously without fouling. So that would be a flyby contest. But he recognizes, I got to get downhill. Get downhill. Okay. So it looks like over here, Vando tries to gamble on a steal and gets caught out of position. So O'Neal just gets right to the rim, kicks it out to Dillon Brooks, but the Lakers are in rotation now. So Nick Smith Jr. rotates over. Vando rotates over. Not a bad rotation, but now Jake comes over to help. Now, Austin's got two. What's he going to do? Good defense by Austin. Goodwin hits this. It's good defense by Austin. He makes the right decision here, right? He's got 1-on-2. He splits the difference to not give you this super easy read. The read goes up to the wing. He fakes going at the wing, plays the percentages, right? A better shooter in Royce O'Neal, and he's shooting the corner. So you bait him into the wing, and this is just where, Jake's got to be a little bit quicker out here. That's all it is, right? If Jake was a much better athlete, this is a really contested three. But Goodwin hits it because the contest just isn't really there. Play started with Vando getting beat. Vando so far has been ass. Another play, Jake's running pick and roll. Like I said, it's bad process, right? I mean, that's not what he did at Sacramento. That's not really what he does. Jake is a guy who I think, move him around, have him move off the ball. If he catches the ball and gets a mismatch, he can post them up. He's got some post fades. He's good at cutting to the hoop. Get him the ball in transition. He can get fouled, but having him create stuff one-on-one or having him create stuff in a pick and roll, that's just not his strength. So I just wonder, does the coaching staff know what their guys are good at? I don't think they do, right? Why is Nick Smith Jr. in the corner? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Have either Austin or Nick Smith Jr. handle the ball. That's what they're put on the court to do. So Jake, gets around the screen. He's kind of, no advantage is really being created. Misses Nick Smith on the back cut, right? Nick Smith, this is a good back cut by Nick Smith Jr. Now I'll say this. You got to be more physical, bro. Nick Smith Jr. has to get more physical if he wants to improve as a basketball player, because right here he's got Dillon Brooks beat. If he just keeps running full speed straight, he cuts Dillon Brooks off. But instead, he kind of just like Dillon Brooks puts a hand out and Nick Smith Jr. shies away from the contact. So the passing angle is not as good for Jake. And Jake, shoots a fucking contested fadeaway, which he can hit this shot. But once again, it's just Royce O'Neal's a bigger defender than what Jake's used to. Or Royce O'Neal's 6'4", but he's got long-ass arms. And just, look, it's just tough. Not good offensive process. You're not putting the ball in your playmakers' hands. You're putting the ball in hands of players that I like, but they're not your playmakers. And it's just stuff like that all the time. You're just consistently at a coaching disadvantage because your coaches just aren't trying to optimize every possession. What happens here? That can't happen. Yeah, Jake's jogging. Jake's jogging. He's got to sprint harder. Both Vando and Nick Smith should be back here. And I'm trying to see whose fault this is. Yeah, it's Jake's fault. He's got to run harder. You can't let that pass up. Now it's starting to get bad. Suns are up 12 now. Got LBJ back in the game. Get the ball, LBJ. Ayton goes to set a screen. Dillon Brooks fouls him. Bron to the free throw line. Does he make them? There you go. Goes. Let's see if he can go 2 for 2. Yeah, he's just, the touch isn't fully there yet. Bron's just got to get a few games where he gets to the line like 20 times. Okay. LA, 11 of 19 from the line. If they hit their free throws, let's say they just hit 6 more free throws. This is a 5-point game. Jordan Goodwin. Vando gets screened. Little switch. Action. Terrible defense by Austin Reeves. Terrible fucking defense. I don't know why he's jumping out. Okay, so he's jumping. I see what's happening. So because Ayton's in a deep fucking drop, Jake has to come down and dig. This is where, like, once again, this is where you got to know your personnel, bro. If Jordan Goodwin's running a screen and roll, I'm just going to go under that shit. I know he hit a 3 earlier, but that was a spot up 3. I'm going under this fucking screen. Why is Vando going over the screen or just getting clipped? That's the problem in the first place. If you just go under, none of this starts. But instead, they just don't know the scouting report. Jordan Goodwin gets by. Now all of a sudden, Jake is helping aggressively. I wouldn't, personally, philosophically, I would not help off D-Book like that aggressively. You know, if it's Jordan Goodwin with the ball, I'm staying closer to D-Book, and I'm making Goodwin play 2-on-2 with Mark Williams against Ayton and Vando. If you're telling me, if you go into this game and you're like, hey, how are the Suns going to win? Oh, the Suns are going to run pick and roll with Jordan Goodwin and Mark Williams, and they're going to play 2-on-2 against Vando and Ayton. I would live with that if I'm the Lakers, bro. Like, having Vando and Ayton guards a pick and roll, I would be fine with that. So why the fuck are you then helping off of Book? Like, let Jordan Goodwin play 2-on-2. And instead, the help is super aggressive. I think they're coached to do that, which I think is dumb. I think it's bad scheme. As a result, Austin steps up because he's anticipating the kick out to D-Book. And Dillon Brooks is smart because he points at Book, realizes that Austin, and this is bad defense by Austin because he still needs to not give up the inside. And then once the ball is here, your choices are Book or Brooks. You got to go with Brooks because he's got the lane for the dunk. You know? It's just all about, like, weighing your odds. Like, early on here, I would stay on Book and not overhelp because I don't care if Jordan Goodwin's going to run pick and roll. Once Book, like, it's just so fucking stupid. There's so many problems everywhere. And Austin just makes the wrong choice, and he prioritizes a Booker 3 over a Dillon Brooks layup, which is going to go in 100% of the time because it's a layup, uncontested layup. Pretty bad defense so far. Okay, let's see. Bron gets the rock. He's got the mismatch on Goodwin, so he's just going to post him up. Just hits an easy fade. Not much you can say there. Bron's been playing well on offense so far. Other than the missed free throws, he hasn't really been turning the ball over. Like, Bron's had a pretty good game. Booker somehow gets Jake in jail, and he's just going to step right back into that shot. Somehow misses it, got lucky. Austin digs it out. Okay, now they're running. He's got LeBron on the left wing, Vando running on the right. Why did you do that? Does JJ kick this ball? Yeah, JJ kicks the fucking ball. He's so fucking pissed. JJ, you suck as well. So, yeah, I don't know. He tries to cross over. This is just weird. Like, Austin, just fucking keep going left and force this guy to force Mark Williams to pick you up or something, right? You got the angle. Just go straight and then get the ball to Braun. And then this is probably a pass to fucking Vando. Like, if Austin just keeps going forward, Braun probably gets the ball and then Vando gets a dunk. Instead, Austin tries to do some fancy shit, cross it over, and then throws a stupid-ass fucking pass right out of bounds. Horrible. Mark Williams, dribble handoff with D-Book. Jake's in jail. D-Book's not missing that shit twice. This is bad defense at this point. I would go under these D-Book screens. He's shooting under 30% from the three. Why are you guys going over these screens and just letting him get into the spot where he is taking layups, essentially? This is bad coaching. Why are you going over the screen? He's clearly being coached to go over the screen. I would just go under these fucking screens and make D-Book prove that he can hit threes. He's not hitting them this year. He's shooting sub 30%. Just dumb. LeBron, high pick and roll with Ayton. Steps back. Yeah, Braun's starting to get his rhythm. He's just got to get his free throws going. But this just might be one of those years where he's just not going to shoot well from the free throw line. But this is just, simple high pick and roll. LeBron's starting to feel it. Okay. Book's got the ball again. Once again, they go over the screen. Why are they being coached to go over the screen against Book this high up? The only person you should need to go over the screen against in this scenario in the league is fucking Steph Curry, or if Jamal Murray's on a heater. There's very few shooters in the league that are actually a threat from back here off the dribble. This is just such dumb fucking horseshit coaching. They're coaching them to go over these screens, dude. Go under that screen. He's at the logo. Why are you going over the screen? Goes over the screen. Foul. Terrible coaching. Terrible fucking coaching, dude. Why? That makes no... Just go on... If he's this high up, go under the fucking screen. So dumb. Now Book's at the line. He's going to get rhythm. Down 12. Bron's got the ball. Surprised they didn't call that. Oh, they called it. Kind of a flop by Goodwin. But once again, he doesn't need... This is just an unnecessary bump. Like, you don't need to... Yeah, flop. But, hey, good play. Dylan Brooks, one-on-one against Jake. Great defense by Jake. Great defense by Jake. Holds his ground, gets a strip. I like Jake's defense. He's not the fastest guy, but he's active. He's got good enough athleticism to at least make some plays on team defense. And he can hold his own against some one-on-one matchups. Yeah, I was like, he's going to shoot it. That's fine. That's good. Anytime Ayton is open in this area, just give him the fucking ball. He'll make it. He'll make it 90% of the time. They somehow blitz Book off the screen. Goodwin's wide open. Actually a good closeout by Jake. He doesn't just sprint blindly at Goodwin and get beat like the guys have been doing all first half, right? He kind of reads it. Is he ready to shoot? He's not ready to shoot. Okay. Cuts him off. Now let's see. Who's starting the possession here? So here, Austin... Okay, so now since there's two on the ball, right? Austin wants to rotate to Royce, and LeBron is here. So really what should happen here, if they're really connected, which they're not, I don't know how they talk about their rotations, but LeBron should probably rotate in the paint, and then Austin rotates down to Royce, and Ayton bumps out to Brooks. But I'm sure they want to keep Ayton in the paint more, so Ayton's not going to rotate out to Brooks. Then in this situation, then it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't actually know whose fault that is. maybe LeBron's, but do you really want LeBron to sprint over here for the rotation? Right? That doesn't make sense. So I think realistically with something like that, you kind of just have to have bump, bump, bump. Ayton bumps here, LeBron bumps down here, Austin bumps here if that happens. So like, this is just a bad scheme. Because if your scheme is like, oh, you're in the paint no matter what, then you're going to cause situations like this where I can't blame any of these guys individually, right? Like the rotation, you can't, even if LeBron was a great athlete, the rotation can't be asking LeBron to sprint across the court here. That's fucking stupid, right? Especially if you got your wing, a big wing in LeBron, you protect the paint, you kind of cover this, and you bump down to the corner shooter. That's what the rotation should be. But I don't know what they're being coached on. So as a result, they all kind of sprint in the paint. Ayton gets a late contest. Not a bad contest from Ayton. Austin fights him off, gets the rebound. Okay, last possession of the game. LeBron pretty unnecessary shot, but LeBron's kind of feeling it at this point. So he takes the heat check three. Shout out to Jake. Look at the energy from Jake. Jake is here when the ball is fucking shot. And he sprints around and gets positioned to create havoc. Gets his hands on the ball. Draws a foul. These are winning fucking plays. Jake LaRavia should be amongst the minutes leaders on this team so far. Like, yeah, he's made his fair share of mistakes like everyone else has, but just the energy, the overall drop-off you get from him from an IQ perspective, it's nowhere near as bad as these other guys. All right, Austin goes, hugs Dillon Brooks on the screen so LeBron can get the switch on Goodwin. This is going to be a post-up with size. But I would see, like, on this, I wish LeBron just got a little bit closer, but he clearly doesn't want to use the energy right now, so fine. Shoots a tough fade, miss. Guess who? Jake LaRavia, again. He's over here. The Suns have inside position on him, and he just fights his way over and creates another possession for the Lakers. Like, this is, I would say right now, my biggest takeaway from this whole first half is that Jake LaRavia should be playing a lot more minutes, and JJ doesn't realize what he's doing. I don't know if he's actually watching the film and paying attention to just the hustle plays that Jake is doing. If you want to bench Vando and keep him out of the rotation, that's fine. But you got to be playing Jake 28 minutes a night because these are fucking winning plays that he's making right now. He just earned you 2 extra possessions. Yeah, he hasn't been perfect this game. But the size, the Braun smokes it. Good play though. Gets the turns the corner on Royce O'Neal, who's a really good wing defender. Just blows by, and I think here LeBron kind of got a little bit of tunnel vision because I think he like LeBron understands that he's got to get his offense going, and he was taking too much of a backseat to Luka and AR. So I'm fine with LeBron being aggressive and looking for a shot, but I think 9 times out of 10 when you got LeBron James with the basketball in this situation, he scores. So he just kind of like, he just gets a little bit too cute with it and smokes a layup. You know, he could have either pump faked, found Jake on the cut, or found Ayton on the drop-off. I'm fine with LeBron shooting this ball, but this is he makes this in his sleep. So this is just great play, great look. Got to make the shot. All right, so that does it for the first half. I'm not going to do this. Took so long. This took like 2 hours. I'm going to try to speed up these breakdowns in the future, but I'll probably only be able to do halves. But yeah, that's it. So the Lakers get blown out. You can kind of see what's going on. Just a lot of defensive breakdowns consistently, and eventually those add up. And then on offense, I just don't think they're running good process every time. It seems to me like they run a good offensive play every 4 possessions, and they're not putting guys in the right situations. There's just a lot of basic shit that I feel like a coach should be able to clean up. So yeah, that does it. I'll probably try to break down the Christmas game. I will catch you guys later.